Welcome to the Flicks, Picks, and the Nitpicks, and I am your humble host, Nove 718. And just to be complicit with COPPA, if you're under 18, you need to be watching this with the supervision of a parent. If not, you should not be here. This channel was designed specifically for 21-year-olds and older. And if you're 18 and up, you're still legal. And I hope you enjoy the content. So let us begin. Right now, what I'm trying to do is link up this Candyman film, and I'm gonna let you guys know this is gonna be the trailer for Candyman. I mean, review the Candyman trailer review. Excuse me, I'm a little excited. Pardon me, because this is something that I've loved since I was a little boy. When I say Candyman was one of the last like newer, what you would call them, horror film bad guys, if you will, like with alongside Michael Myers, Freddy, Jason, the favorites. You could go a little lower to Pumpkinhead. That's really scraping the bottom. But if you want to like raise it up a little bit to dang, what's a good one from back in the days that wasn't as big as Freddy, but well, the Scream character was I would say just underneath Freddy. Underneath Freddy, that was more modern. I felt like I had one on the tip of my tongue that I cannot think of. Oh, Leatherface is just under, is in that tier ship under. If that's a, I would say a B list. Even though he's been around before, I think Freddy. But Freddy's A list. Jason is A list. Halloween is A list. Michael Myers. Um, so to see Candyman to have come in the 90s and come from a real, like, serious background, and for me, being more of an inner city type of origin without having to over lean on it, other than it being in the projects and the aesthetic of how the community is, it really wasn't focused on it being a black villain. His story was just come out of slavery, and like him having a thing for this white girl, and that was his origin story, and without overweighing on race. Like, it was, whoever shot it was well done, and the musical cues that they used with the church music, that was the first time I really listened to the soundtrack. I was like, yo, this church shit, you playing this during like a scary film, yo, it got me. I remember when I first seen it, I saw the end of it, and I was like, ah, this ain't that scary. And I watched it from beginning to end, and I was like in the chair, little dude, like, yo, like this shit, especially for the time it came out of, like, especially in how we was growing up, Bloody Mary was a thing. So this could have come at a better time. When you were a kid and you hear about people trying that joint, and that was like a background noise growing up, urban myths, and yo, and I never really want to fuck with it, but you talk to people about it, like, yeah, man, I did it before, and I saw this. It was, it came at a perfect time, and to see them bring this back, and I think Tony Todd is back in it, but I thought Yaya, I forget his whole name, but Yaya Medina, I forget his name, but you know what I'm talking about. The guy that played Black Mantis, he's supposed to be in it. I thought he was gonna be taking on the role of the Candyman. It seems that Tony Todd is back in it. I know he was coming back, but I didn't think he was gonna play the Candyman. I thought this was a complete reboot. So this is gonna be interesting, especially because he's an older gentleman. So that they're gonna play off of that, or they're gonna even touch on the Helen character, because she picked up the hook. Yo, that, and the way they ended that shit, oh my gosh, that was such a damn good movie. Oh man. But in any event, we're here now. Let's go check this out, man. Now I want to know if I got it, because I know I had that movie downloaded somewhere. Now I got to go check it, because now it's bringing me back to how it was when I was a kid, and I loved scary films. I was big on it. Oh my man, I want to do a whole scary thing with you guys, and we're going to do that down the line, I promise you, because if you need to know anything about me, is I'm a horror fan since a little boy. So in any event, let's get to the ish. Let's go see this out. I've been meaning to watch it. I haven't checked it out because I was waiting to watch it with you guys. I'm here for the bullshit. Let's get into it.
Candyman. The urban legend is, if you say his name 5 times while looking in the mirror, he appears in the reflection and kills you.
Who would do that?
Candyman.
Oh, what the fuck?
Candyman.
Whoa.
Candyman.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Candyman.
Well, we're still alive.
Now, y'all some dummies.
Let's go. Trina, you broke the door.
Oh.
This isn't funny!
She's gonna live. Cause she gonna be like, I ain't fucking with y'all with this
really
shit.
connected to this neighborhood. Cabrini Green. It was a project.
Okay, again.
I just moved in around the corner.
The old candy factory.
I'm an artist.
You looking for Candyman? He's the monster that's part of this neighborhood.
Why are you drawn to this?
I'm hoping to spread the story all about Candyman. The mirror invites you to summon him. You should say his name. I dare you.
Candyman. Candyman.
Candyman.
Candyman.
Oh, they brought.
Candyman.
Is that Vanessa? Is that Vanessa L. Williams?
I think I made a mistake. I'll be right back.
I like what they're doing.
Isn't real.
Something's happening to me.
Hey, that's interesting. I'm loving the music.
He had a purpose for you. To be another one of his terrible stories.
I guess he found me. I am the writing on the wall. The sweet smell of blood. Be my victim.
This is not real. It's not real. Candyman.
Yo, please be good. Please be good. I'm liking it. The Beyonce cues. Yo, one thing I'm giving Jordan Peele, he's knowing how to take our music and ramp it up to a fear factor. Like, say my name. Yo, that's a good idea. I think they could have darkened it up more, used more piano keys. Oh, I'm loving this. Oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving this because it's this is what we supposed to be doing. And what I'm liking is that they're trying to update it. And one thing I think is cool, they're not making it what I said from before. They didn't oversell it, the original one, as just like a urban myth, a urban story, oh, it's for the hood, for black people. Nah. It was what it was. It was originated where it was, and the story was what it was. You didn't have to oversell the racial elements. That was already part of his background anyway into history. But when you had this lady come into the community, they didn't over-focus on all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was, I'm not from here. I want to learn more about this guy, and she's in a community that she knows nothing about, like the hood. But they didn't oversell the hood and all the, like, one leg rolled up and hustling. And they didn't overdo all of them extra tropes. It was her coming into this community and the story unraveled. And as the story unraveled, everything mattered. Everything that happened mattered. The location, why it was there. If you're going to be in Cabrini Green, this is just what it is. They didn't have to beat you over the head with the obvious. You didn't have to. It was the story sold itself. You didn't have to inject all the social commentary back then. It just was what it was, and you accepted the film on its own merits, and all the nuances was already there because that was how it was. We lived in the hood. you know, other in the hood looked the way it normally did, mostly black, and people that lived outside of that, more than likely, not to say that black people that live outside of those communities, but you know, people like white people from other environments lived how they lived. And mind you, the main character, I think she had a black friend that wasn't from that area. So it wasn't, they didn't have to beat you over the head with bullshit social commentary. It just was a film that had this backdrop, this origin. And it was very deep origins that I think what was part of the fear factor was this really happened with black people, slavery and all of that. And the character, this one slave was in love with the white woman and he got killed because of it. We have litany of history with all of this. You could take love out of it or you could put love into it, but this has happened. So for that to have been historically relevant and to have historically have happened, kind of ramped it up for its to be scary, because for a film to be scary, it needs to play with a lot of realistic tropes. And like I told you, at the time that it came out of, that was going on with the mirrors, and like I said, we've done that with Bloody Mary. Now, I haven't, because I ain't fuck with shit like that, but people have, and that's what I'm trying to illustrate to you. Now, kids are not dealing with that no more, at least I don't think so, because I was a little boy when that was going on. So this should be interesting how they make this relevant for now. But I hope they play with that, because the closest thing they did, I think, was like The Ring, when they used tapes and videos now to be that instead of the mirror, because back then we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have all that shit when that shit came out. We were just so tied to social media, and the internet presence was never like that. So with that being said, how would you make this be scary in this day and age will be very interesting. That's why I'm liking that they're using, like, Say My Name and bringing that out and vamping it up to be scary, while also still trying to be scary, because that's what it is. So, and I like the fact they didn't show Tony Todd at all. So I am very impressed with the first trailer. The second one, I want more fear into it, because it's got to be bloody. And I know that Kill produced it. I don't think he directed it. So I love to see a different take on this. So in any event, I'm going to leave it here. We're going to go check this out one more time. And yeah, man, as you can see, I'm liking this, man. But let's cue this bad boy up and go.
Candyman. The urban legend is, if you say his name 5 times while looking in the mirror, he appears in the reflection and kills you.
Who would do that?
Candyman. 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 Candyman.
Well, we're still alive. Let's go. Trina, you broke the door.
That's gonna happen while she in the bathroom. I ain't fucking with y'all.
I feel really connected to
Music,
this
I hear the
neighborhood.
music. Really play the
Really
music
green.
though. The music
It's
is
a project.
I want to hear.
I just moved in around the corner.
The old candy factory.
I'm an artist.
You looking for Candyman? He's the monster that's part of this neighborhood.
Why are you drawn to this?
I'm hoping to spread the story all about Candyman. The mirror invites you to summon him.
Bring the church music factor
You
into
should
it. I
say his
hope,
name. I dare you.
like the original.
Candyman.
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 Is that Helen?
Don't say that.
Candyman.
I think I made a mistake. I brought him back.
Candyman isn't real!
Something's happening to me.
He had a purpose for you to be another one of his terrible stories.
I guess
Yep, that's Vanessa.
I examine the writing on the wall, the sweet smell of blood. Be my victim.
This is not real. It's not real.
Please, yo, I mean, you got my attention. You have my attention. Please, please do justice by this film. This is one of my childhood favorite scary characters. Like, after 2, even though 2 was okay, 3 and all of that shit, he just went comical like they did with Freddy. I really want them to bring him back. Because the thing is, one thing Freddy had going for it, Freddy was always a darker character till about like 3. He had lighter tones because of the Dream Warriors. When you got past that 3, which I think Dream Warriors, I loved Dream Warriors because it was a balance of that and cool, but it was still scary as a kid to me. But when we got into like 4, and I'll say like maybe 5 try to stay scary again, and then they got to Freddy's Dead. But when they got into around 4-ish, that's when they got comical, when he sucked the air out of that girl and he was making all these quips. And then, you know, yeah, he had more time being a serious villain, even though people overlooked 2. This, because he only had 1 where he was a real legitimate villain. You could argue that Candyman 2 was kind of like his Freddy 2, and then he didn't have a Freddy 3. I mean, it was like straight to, I think it went straight to cable, if I'm not mistaken. If there Candyman 3, I don't know if there was a 4. I don't think there ever was a 5. And I think that's where it fell apart. They needed to come back strong with a good 3. 2 3 they needed to come back strong with. And in 2, they didn't really touch on Helen. They kind of like sidestepped what Helen was doing. So I wonder if they'll touch on Helen and bring Helen around, which would be fun. But I thought that girl looked like Helen. Whoever would look like even if he's a photographer, it looked like she's going to be like his agent or the person that showcases most of his work. And if that being said, it looked like that's Helen, but I forget something Marston, because I think her brother is James Marston. But neither here nor there. I'll get into that. We're going to do a big one on Candyman. This is not the last time we're going to talk about Candyman. We're going to talk about Candyman following this film. I'm going to do a lot more reading onto it because this is, let's bring back horror. Let's bring back horror. And again, I love the fact that they're focusing on not making it a black versus white thing, because what they did back when I was coming up was they just gave you the story. They gave you the story. We knew what community, we knew you was in the projects. We knew when he was when we told the story about the slavery stuff, they didn't want to beat you over the head with social commentary. The story was what it was. And it was brought into now. And it was relevant without beating you over the head with the nuances, because the nuances was left to what was in reality. You came in with the nuance. They just presented the characters, the environment. And if you understood environments, it just spoke to you how it spoke to you without having to create nuances. The fact that the communities were what it was at that time, especially, you could draw 1 + 1 = 2, which made them focus on the story, the breadth of the story, and the characters and atmosphere. And they were great with atmosphere. When that girl woke up bloodied in that, because the dog was killed, and she just woke up there, she didn't even know from being in the insane asylum, and just woke up in the projects. Yo, I loved it. That was how you do a scary film. That was one of the last scary films, till, if you ask me, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake that came out in the 2000s. And I don't give a fuck when anyone says that was a damn good movie. And the Rob Zombie Halloween. Debate me down below about it. But yo, I'm hyped. Yeah. Leave it all in the comments below, man. Like, share, subscribe. See you next time. And as always, till I have a better outro. Chill. And before I forget, we come down in the comments and let me know everything you want to, like, let's just talk about horror films. Like, let's talk. This is my jam from Little Boy. Let's get busy. And let me know if you want me to do more reviews or scary films. If you got scary films that I need to see, let me know about it, man. Yeah. So, again, like, share, subscribe. See you next time. And as always, till I have a better outro. Chill.
The mirror invites you to summon him.
You should say his name. I dare you.
Candyman.
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 Don't say that.
Candyman.
I think I made a mistake. I brought him back.
Candyman isn't real!
Something's happening to me.
He had a purpose for you. To be another one of his terrible stories.
I guess he found me.
I am the writing on the wall, the sweet smell of blood.